8 Best Types of Squash for Beginners to Grow. Some vegetables are simply fun to grow. If you've never had a pumpkin patch, treat yourself at least once. Pumpkins start small and green on enormous vines then and slowly tease you by fattening up and transforming into a bright Halloween orange. If you grow no other edible squash, you owe it to yourself to grow 1 or 2 vines of zucchini, Curbito pepo var, cylindrica. Zucchini can be a joy to grow. The vines fill in quickly and the flowers are not far behind. Like other squash, zucchini requires cross-pollination between male and female flowers. While each plant has both sexes, your chances for pollination increase if you plant 2 vines within close proximity. If you see little difference between zucchini and yellow squash, sometimes known as straight-neck squash, other than the color, you're not alone. Zucchini and yellow squash are merely different variations of the same summer squash. While the taste is very similar, a mixture of green zucchini and yellow squash in recipes can make for a more visually appealing dish. Yellow squash sometimes has a slightly narrower neck than green zucchini, but that's just about the only difference, though some people swear the fruit has a slightly sweeter taste than green zucchini. Both vegetables are grown in exactly the same way. When you mention summer squash, most people think of zucchini or maybe yellow squash. While these are delicious, they are not your only options. Pattypan squash, sometimes called flying saucer squash for obvious reasons, is every bit as easy to grow as zucchini and, depending on the variety, just as prolific. This is a smallish summer squash, about the size of a green pepper. Acorn squash, Cucurbita pepo var. Turbinata is a stubby, roundish winter squash 4 to 7 inches across and 1 to 2 pounds in weight. It has a thick green rind with pronounced longitudinal ridges and sweet yellow-orange flesh. For years, it has been the most popular of the winter squash to grow, thanks to its easy growing habits and versatility in the kitchen. Butternut is a pear-shaped winter squash with a light brown shell, weighing 1 to 2 pounds. It has a very sweet yellow flesh with very few seeds that is most often used in creamy soups and fillings. It is gradually becoming even more popular than acorn squash as favorite for home gardeners. Hubbard squash is a large, round or elongated winter squash with a tough, thick shell. It can weigh up to 50 pounds and is used in cooking much the same way as the flesh of pumpkin, as a filling for pies and puree in other dishes. The plants we know as gourds are really just forms of squash that aren't very tasty but which have unusual, attractive shapes, sizes, or textures. They are used ornamentally, rather than in cooking. Many of the gourds with warty skins and unusual colors are varieties of the Cucurbita pepo species, but there is also another species in a related genus, Lagenaria siceraria, which includes smooth-skinned squash that go by the common name, bottle gourd. These are thin-skinned gourds that are often used as dippers or for containers of various types. The hollowed gourds used to make birdhouses, for example, are Lagenaria siceraria gourds. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more interesting videos. And please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm.